So the last time that Miss Bourdin was last seen alive was around 9 a.m. by her stepdaughter, the infamous Lizzie Bourdin, and the maid, who was named Bridget. And at around the time Miss Bourdin was killed, Lizzie's sister Emma was out of town. Mr. Bourdin was out in Fall River, as was her Uncle John. And Miss Bourdin was actually killed in the same room that Uncle John had slept in the night before. And this is now one of the most requested rooms for overnight stays at the historic Lizzie Bourdin Axe Murder House and Museum, the John Morse Room, also known as the Murder Room. But there was no sign of a struggle, and she had no defensive wounds, which is kind of weird. The evidence is kind of unclear if she was facing her attacker, if she was standing, if she was kneeling, but we do know one thing, where the wounds were. So there was one blow to the head right above her left ear, another blow in between the shoulder blades about 4 inches deep, and lastly, the remaining 17 blows were to the back of the head and the neck for a total of 19. She was eventually found face down, lying in a pool of her own coagulated blood, and between the blood and the stomach contents of both victims, we can put her time of death around 9:30 a.m., which is actually a full hour and a half before Mr. Bourdin's murder. But in the photo on the wall in the dining room, you can actually see her lying flat on her stomach, the pool of blood around her head, and also in the mirror on the wall, you can actually see the camera that was taking the photos of the crime scene. And did you know that the Bourdin crime scene was actually the first crime scene photos that were taken in the United States? It's kind of wild, huh?